I don't want to be here today, sitting in the same place, talking to you again about Gaza, but I need to keep it front and centre. Together, we need to raise our voices, and we need to keep not being complicit in that horror that has intensified in the last 18 months rather than be resolved. I know that the situation there is incredibly complicated. I can't profess to even understand it, the deep cultural and historical tensions between those people. But I suspect that, like you, my main concern is humanitarian. We see innocent people, men, women and children, dying, being starved, being degraded. And you and I, as fellow human beings, need to stand up and demand that that cease. I saw recently a story of a mother going with her son and daughter to a food distribution centre, and she was shot dead in front of her children. They couldn't get away. They were under gunfire for 3 hours, and her son climbed onto her body, hoping that his heat would bring his mother back. He was just 12 years of age. That's one simple little anecdote, and there are many every single day. We've become almost exhausted, but we must never ever allow ourselves to forget and keep front and centre our human concern for our brothers and sisters in Gaza. I've become aware recently too that people are now speaking out that the voice of history will look back and judge us. In fact, the international community is already being haunted by the prospect of future guilt. We are agents of history. We can make a better world today. A better world is possible. We can shape our own lives, our own moment, lest we be judged and judged harshly by history still to come. I've just been reading this book that caught exactly that sentiment about history. It's by a respected journalist, Omar El-Akkad, and it was the title that grabbed me. One day, everyone will always have been against us. I read too recently of a British Jew, Daniel Finkelstein, who says that he is frustrated at how often he is asked about the situation in Gaza, about how he feels about the situation in Gaza. But as he described how he felt, he touched a real chord in me, because I too feel the same. The desperation, the anger, the frustration at the political process, the lack of representation, of being let down by our leaders. I feel all of those emotions. But Daniel Finkelstein said that his most dominant emotion thinking about Gaza is that he feels defeated. Now, you and I can't allow ourselves to be defeated. It's not that we want to be victors or winners. It's rather more that the first casualty of defeat is hope. And you and I, in this holy year of 2025, are being called pilgrims of hope. Hope is the antidote to apathy. Hope is not just a passive thing that we wish for a better future. Hope is active. Hope is like our prayer. It needs to be married to action. Hope is something that can change. And I beg you not to lose hope, not to feel defeated, not to be overwhelmed by what is overwhelming, but to stand sure that together, if we speak up, if we do all that we possibly can, then we can make our voices heard and contribute to a change in that terrible situation. As always, SCIAF is the starting point for our action. And this week, I encourage you to look at their website. There is a new campaign to get in touch with your MP. There are other ways to contribute materially and practically to aid on the ground. And we're invited to do all that we can to make sure that hope is kept alive, the hope that this conflict can in fact be resolved with a ceasefire. So don't let your hope be defeated, because if we are defeated, it will not be about you and me. It will be about the women, the children, the people of Gaza, and in fact it will be a defeat for the whole of humanity.